War on Addiction. This is episode 23. War on Addiction. We are losing, and this from the Surgeon General the other day, we are losing in this country 91 people a day. I don't have the words, and as a society, we aren't focusing on this. In my opinion, something's got to change. 91 a day in climbing. Okay, thanks LATV. They're really great to us. Kyle, Jack, Janie, Alan, Bradley, and I'm your host, Ron. I'm going to give you a quote from a book, The Realm of the Hungry Ghost. I do it on every show. It's Dr. Gabor Mate, and he works with addicts in Vancouver, Canada, downtown, east side, rough, stone cold addicts, and Elks too. So this is his, I'm missing, this is his explanation, thank you, somebody, of addiction, okay? Biological, chemical, neurological, physiological, medical, social, emotional, political, economical, and spiritual. And what we are doing as a society is having people go into a place and do that for 7 days and then out the door, maybe if they're lucky someplace, but then out the door. And the chances of staying sober with that are like this, compared to this whole thing. Okay. This is Mike, and the person that was going to be on the show, Katie, broke her arm. And so I was still going to come down here. I was all dressed up and say hi. And I was coming through the center of Leominster, and Mike was walking down the street. So fate, I guess. He was heading to an AA meeting. All right, Mike, what's your age now?
My age is 36.
36. You're a young man. I got it when I was 34. To this day, day at a time, to this day. Do you mind talking about your environment growing up?
No, I don't. No, I can talk about my environment growing up.
You don't want to?
No, I can.
Oh, go ahead.
I come from full-blown alcoholism, both sides of my family.
Really?
My dad's side and my mother's side. I was pretty much an alcoholic before I picked up.
So your mother and father are alcoholic?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So you're alcoholic the moment you picked up?
At age 15, I picked up, I fell in love with booze. Automatically, it was, pretty much booze was everything to me.
What worked? So what attracted you to the drink besides the environment growing up?
Pretty much, I grew up in the projects in Leominster.
Yeah.
So I seen a lot of it publicized.
Yeah.
And it was always glamorized when I was growing up. I thought that's the lifestyle you live when you became age.
So you were hanging with the guys?
Yeah, I was
or the girls at the projects?
Hanging with the guys at the projects.
Yeah. And that was the thing.
That was when I picked up at age 15, and I already knew I was alcoholic as soon as I picked up.
Yeah. You did, immediately.
Yeah.
How did you come to that decision?
Because I had no self-control. I would drink till I got sick, or the next day I would have very high anxiety. I would have the shakes.
Yeah. Then you just drink some more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 15. Okay. you just answered this question. You said you knew you had a problem at 15
Yeah, I fell in love with booze.
Yeah.
First time I picked up.
and you couldn't get enough.
I couldn't get enough.
For
There
me, it
there
was the
never enough.
greatest relief picking up that first one down at Hampton Beach. Everything went away, and then I had new friends and hanging at the beach, and it was just wonderful. I didn't have to think about anything but down there. How did you know you had a problem? I think I just asked that.
I had no self-control
Yeah, yeah,
from at the age of 15 when I picked up. I drank till I physically got sick, and then I would have withdrawals.
really?
Right on,
Blackouts?
I was not so much of a blackout drinker. I had no control over.
Yeah.
Once I picked up,
That's
I was
it.
off and
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. Did you think you were different than the guys you were hanging with?
Yeah, I really, I always thought, I was different because I had no self-control. Other people could control it. They know, they would have a few and then put it back down. Me, nothing was ever enough once I picked up.
Yeah. What's that saying? One is too many. In other words, when you pick up, and 1,000 isn't enough. Once you pick that thing up, this is my opinion, and your opinion also, I know that. We attend the same 12-step meeting.
Yeah, once you pick up that phantom craving,
You're going for a ride.
that mental obsession,
Yeah,
it just takes over.
yeah, yeah. Let's do the story, your story. About you getting clean and sober. What was the first time?
The first time I got clean and sober, was in my early 20s.
20s?
I've had 2 drunk drivings in the same year when I was 21. Pretty much, my alcoholism led to drug addiction.
Yeah. Same age or further up?
No, further up, once I got old enough to get into the bar scene, started with coke, drinking
Yeah,
and sniffing lines of coke.
yeah.
And then towards the end of my addiction, I was actually smoking coke.
Crack.
Crack, yeah.
Yeah. And that's some nasty stuff.
And I battled that dual addiction for 12 years.
Did you get sober with the 12-step program?
Yes, I have.
That got you in, that's when you began at 21 or,
Yeah, because pretty much my life was uncontrollable. I was in and out of jail institutions for a while.
how much time you spend in there?
It was 60 days and 90 days. But once I picked up, I just automatically, I had no self-control, so it always led
Yeah.
to legal trouble.
And 2 DWIs.
2 DUIs.
I know, did you get your license back?
I have not, it's still under suspension.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's going to turn around because you're doing great. Everything's going great. Okay, so you come in 12-step program.
I took the suggestions, I got a sponsor, I got active in the groups.
Were you court ordered to go to AA?
No, I went for myself. I knew I had a problem.
Yeah.
I knew my life. I didn't want to die yet, but I didn't want to keep living that way either. Got to the
Yeah.
point where I was very, I knew there was a better way of life other than substance abuse and
Yeah.
drinking.
And you took to AA well?
Yeah,
You
I
liked
did.
it. How long did that one last?
For almost a year.
1 year? And then what happened? And by this time, you're doing coke, you said that,
Yeah, it's pretty much people, places, and
and
things.
crack.
I thought I could, show people that there is recovery. But I had to learn it's a self-will. You have to want it yourself.
And you weren't quite sure of that at that point? Was there reservations there?
There was always reservations.
Yeah.
I had no intent on putting down booze. I I just wanted to learn how to, to handle it better. But there's no, once I pick up, there's no putting down. That's the thing. That's
Yeah.
straight up alcoholism.
Yeah, so it's always interesting in the stories of what it takes in learning the mistakes, because we're all hardheads.
Yes.
We don't want to listen. We know it all, right?
My best thinking got me into numerous
one. Yeah.
legal trouble. Put it that way.
Do you have a sponsor?
I have a sponsor. I've had the same sponsor.
Did you have one back then?
When I first came to the halls, I didn't. I wanted to do it my way,
Yeah.
But
You were attending the 12-step regularly,
yes.
and you liked it,
Yeah.
and you were getting some friends, and you're just in.
Yeah, I'm in recovery, and it's
Gung-ho
gun hole in
in
recovery.
in the beginning. I know you are now.
It's said 90 days, 90 meetings. I did 180 and 90.
Yeah,
That's how sick I was.
yeah. So let's say it's 21. At 22, you went back out, you picked one up because you were hanging with the raw. Explain if you can remember.
It all comes
why.
down to people, places, and things.
You were
I was
hanging with
always
the-
an alcoholic, and I like to anything that would take myself out of my own feelings, to self-medicate.
Yeah,
But once I started doing the drugs and alcohol, it was just it was a double whammy
yeah,
right off the get-go.
yeah. So were you hanging with even with the year sobriety, were you hanging with the wrong people?
Yeah, I was.
So you're going to AA, but you were hanging with people that are still using.
Yeah. Second time around, I learned that you got to cut off people, places, and things. And since I've done that, my life's gotten a lot better. Recovery's a lot easier. I find it easier to stay recovered than to get back
Yeah.
recovered.
Yeah, it's going to be important for me to understand, which I do understand, how rough it was. In other words, at 22, how long did that run last?
Pretty much up till I was 30.
Up till 30.
Yeah, I drank for numerous years on a daily basis.
Yeah,
I didn't even feel normal if I didn't have it in my
Yeah.
system.
yeah. And it was getting you physically also?
Physically, emotionally,
Yeah,
spiritually.
just what it says, just what I read off. It's one way, it's easy, they say. You just don't drink, you just don't drug. But life gets in the way, right? Life
Yes.
gets in the way. You hanging with people. When you did that run, were you still coming to AA or 12-step?
In the beginning, then I dropped out.
Yeah. Did you slow down on your meetings with the year that you had?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And you hear that again and again.
Yeah, less
and again.
meetings, few chances. More meetings, more chances.
Yeah, yeah. So you got 20 months to get, and I've watched you stumble for a long time now.
Oh yeah, I really, I was trying, but I didn't go full blown into recovery till last year.
Yeah. And I asked you on the way down, that stuff that happened, just like the stuff that happened to me, the mistakes, mistake, trying to quit before I got sober. And
The first thing was trying to self-control, and then if you're trying to self-control, that automatically admits that you have a problem.
yeah, yeah. So you were slowing down on meetings, and then one day, maybe with the other people, did you have a bad day or something? You
Yeah, I just had the efforts,
Yeah. Could you feel yourself building up to that, though?
Yeah, pretty much I emotionally relapsed before I physically relapsed.
Yeah, yeah. Were you connected with your sponsor at that time, or did it just kind of?
I kind of drifted off
Yeah.
once I started picking up the old habits. I pretty much went back into isolation. You know,
Yeah,
you're ashamed of
Right.
relapse,
right.
so you really don't want to tell people how you're doing because you're not doing the right thing.
No. Yeah, it takes, for some, it takes a long time, and some don't make it back.
I've had numerous of people, friends who have died in the last
Yeah.
few years.
Yeah.
It's
More
not-
with the heroin?
Yes, it's not getting any easier out there.
Did you pick up heroin?
I have not tried to hide heroin.
No?
No, I was more into uppers. Anything that
Yeah.
would have me stay up all night so I can drink.
Yeah,
I love the bar scene, you know,
yeah,
shooting the pool, sniffing the lines, you know, anything
Yeah.
to stay up for a day or two at
Yeah.
a time.
that can't be good on the
No.
body. It can't be good on the body. And, you know, tell me about crack, all right?
Well, I went to get the powder, and my friend says I can't get that. You know, I got the stuff that's, you know, just as better, if not,
Just as good.
you know, it's better than that. So once I took the first rip, I was off and chasing that for about 6 years.
Yeah, yeah. And in those 6 years, I mean, you spent a lot of money.
Financially, emotionally, and yeah, it's pretty much, I was broke, you know,
Yeah, and miserable.
miserable.
And you had been clean.
Yeah.
And they say,
They say no shame, but it was a lot of shame.
yeah, yeah, right. What was I going to say? I was going to say something about that. So, did you need to smoke the crack every day?
Yeah, like I said, my body chemistry felt I didn't feel normal if I didn't have the chemicals in my system.
Right. You were working?
I was working.
You'd
yeah.
have to be working for that coke. I know a guy at the house I ran up in Gardner. He came into 270 grand somehow, for accident or something. He blew that in 6 months. 6 months. Smoke, partying, taking care of everybody.
Yeah.
You know, everybody is friends, but once you run out of that money,
It's
happens?
It's never enough.
Yeah,
Never enough.
and you don't have any more friends.
No.
It's not funny. Did you, so you didn't go to a detox?
I have, but later when I got back into recovery, I didn't. But I've had numerous of dual diagnosis units that I have been in.
Okay.
From the age of 18 through my 20s.
Okay,
I've been in psych hospitals.
yeah,
House of Correction a couple times.
yeah. The county, yeah.
So
No fun,
no,
no fun at all.
and I always went in, you know, with the best intentions. But when I got out, I didn't want to change nothing.
Yeah, right. Did they help you at all with your recovery in there?
Yeah, they showed me, you know, I got involved with AA inside, but pretty much, if I wasn't ready, you know, until I was ready.
Yeah, yeah. You got married at some point, right?
Never been
Oh,
married.
you never married?
No.
But you have a child,
I have a child,
Cameron.
Cameron.
He's going to be 10.
Yeah, he's gonna be 10 this year.
And,
The first 8 years of his life, I wasn't there due to
right,
active addiction.
right, right. How can you be there? No, how can you be there?
So
Same with me.
I lost those 8 years with, you know, the upbringing of him. It was until last year when I got back into recovery that I became a full-time father again. I've gotten back a lot of things that I thought were lost, but you know, I've gained a lot within the 20 months that I've had
Yeah,
up till now.
yeah. I watched you through, it must have been part of those 6 years. and the way you were bouncing, right?
I was
I remember you
bouncing
coming in,
and, oh.
then making the mistake, coming in, making another mistake. And like I said before, I'm a hardhead, and so are you.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
gonna do it your way. I remember the van incident with Eddie. You were getting a van, you're getting a van.
Yeah.
And Eddie was your sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, hardcore,
Hardcore
right?
Eddie.
And he said, don't drive.
Yeah.
And I think you got the van and you drove that night and you got stopped.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Or a couple of days later. Yeah, mistake.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, mistake. You're working,
Yeah, I do landscaping.
right, and start back up in April or something?
April.
Yeah, nice. You've been working for the same company?
Yep.
Yeah. This is just like personal stuff. You're gonna get your son back,
Yeah, I'm looking at custody match.
right? And he'll be attending regular school or going back?
He goes to McKay in Fitchburg.
Oh, okay.
He's also in basketball.
A what?
He plays basketball.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you'd be able to get him on the bus, and how long does it take? What do you think when you get your license back?
I have to go to the repeat offender, the breathalyzer, for 2 years. I have to have a breathalyzer in a vehicle, and it's all possible because I'm in recovery.
Yeah.
All the stuff that I thought that was impossible, it really is coming true. All these goals short-time goals I have made, I've accomplished, and there's still always, long-term goals.
Yeah. You have 20 months. Your mother was at the meeting the other day with
Yeah,
you.
she's very
That's a
supportive.
plus, right?
She's very supportive.
Does she still drink? Or-
No, she is in recovery herself.
She's in recovery herself. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen her there, or maybe she goes to other meetings. How about your father?
My father passed away in '07.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, yeah. That stuff beats you up.
He died from liver cancer and leukemia.
Yeah, how old was he?
He was 55.
Young.
So that's pretty much when my drinking and my drug abuse really took off when I was 28 years old.
Oh, yeah?
I really went full core into it because I didn't want to deal with life on life's terms, and I didn't want to deal with a lot of feelings
Right.
and emotions.
Right,
So I escaped.
right, right. Yeah, and it never turns out good, does it?
No.
Never. That's the insidious part of this thing. You knew when you picked up where you're going, right? You knew
Yeah.
that. But we still do it.
Yeah.
We still do it.
Yep.
Like you said, life on life's terms. But it's just to watch it, And I've been very fortunate. I never relapsed. Yeah, I never relapsed. My father died at 47.
Wow.
Just all beat up from alcohol, just beat up. And he was a good man also, very good man. Worked hard. There was 4 of us. You have brothers and sisters?
I have a sister that lives in Worcester.
Worcester?
Yeah.
Yeah. She'd do all right?
Yeah.
Good.
She's drank, but she never had the outcome that I've had.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's in her genetics. I don't understand that one either. I really don't.
Well, he says, this guy says, it's environment, it's how you grew up more than genes. He said, I thought for many, many years, because some of the experiments they did with twins, with one there and one there, different environments, and I thought that's what it was. Not as any, it doesn't make any difference really if you do think it's genes or environment. I just threw him, all those things that I quoted, chemical, biological. And that's what I was going to say before. You can get sober, you can get clean, but all these other things come into play. What do you do? I mean, spiritually, we're very fortunate that we're in a 12-step program.
Yeah, it's a very spiritual program.
Yeah. With a lot of spiritual people, a lot of love, emotional, social. Some of the girls that I see come in from the house up the hill, they have no parenting skills. They're young, and they're hooked up with heroin, and it can be a miracle for some of these girls. And that's another thing. You watch somebody coming in, all right? I've watched you for a large part of your recovery. It's a miracle.
It is a
That
miracle.
watch, and I see it. It is a miracle. Somebody, and I can see it in a year, that person with the attitude, with the sickness, with the, maybe the bouncing. It's just so. I don't want to say complicated, but in a sense it is, because the girl's up at a thing, no parenting skills, right? It's a program for women that are either pregnant or have their babies. It's a 9-month program, I think. And I've just seen such horrible things. And in March, you're going to get your son back, and he's going to live with you.
Yeah.
But if you pick, 3 minutes. Okay, Jack just gave me the 3 minutes, so we're going to have to wrap it up. But if you pick something up,
Everything's gone.
everything,
Yeah.
everything, maybe never to return, or a long, long purpose. But I've seen it again and again. For all these reasons, just to say, that's it, throw it in. They know they're losing their kids, and they knew what was going to happen, just like you. Sad, but the people who make it through, the girls that make it through, and I've seen that, as well as a 12-step. Anyway, Mike, thank you very much. The person that was going to come in, Katie, she broke her arm this morning on the ice. No, it was it was inside, but and I came through Leominster, and you were there. You were walking down the street, and I asked you. Instantly, you said yes, and I asked you, "You mind spilling your guts?" Instantly, you said no. We're trying to help. We're trying to help in whatever manner. So, with that, we're going to wrap it up.
This program is brought to you by Amico Flooring of Fitchburg, Mass. Amico Flooring. Let us floor you.